Well, good morning, and thank you for joining us today on this beautiful Wednesday, gloomy morning outside in Minnesota. But we're excited to talk about something near and dear to our hearts today, and that's the Healing Hands Foundation. And this is Glenda Robichaux, and I have with me Julie Gromans.
Good morning, Glenda.
And I'm going to share my screen here so it fills the whole screen. Oh, there we are. Hello. All righty. So on the agenda today, as always, we're going to touch on our awesome November promotions, talk about Copaiba, that it's back and you can order it. Then we'll dive into Healing Hands and close with upcoming events. So today is the 15th, so you can still place your LRP if you process it today. And if it's 125 PV or more, you can get a bottle of clove for free. So that ends today. So if you want to do that, make sure you process now for today and make sure it's 125 PV. And then also, this is just amazing, and doTERRA has never done this before, but if you have someone that is new that is interested in becoming a member of doTERRA, wholesale member, or a wellness advocate, they can enroll and get one of these kits at 20% off. That's huge. It's huge. I would have loved to start with an every oil kit at 20% off.
Right? Or even the Natural Solutions kit. That's $100 savings.
Yeah, and that has, well, everything in that picture there.
That picture.
So super awesome. If you know anyone interested, this is an amazing offer. And you've got half of November left.
Yeah, so get your classes scheduled and get your one-on-ones going on.
Then our oil that is 10% off this month is Siberian Fir. I have fallen in love with this oil. I was really mad at first at convention when we found out it was replacing white fur and there would be no more white fur, but it's just beautiful.
I agree. It's been an amazing must-have in my massage practice and in my daily life, including my diffuser at night. So it's been a really great addition.
So throw one of those in your cart this month and get 10% off.
And it smells like Christmas.
Yes. And as we learned last night, I believe the proper pronunciation is Copaiba.
Copaiba.
Or something to that effect. This is another amazing oil. So it was on back order for a little bit. It is back now. There's a limit of 1 bottle per account per month, at least until January. And this oil is just incredible. It's a great anti-inflammatory. It's great for the immune system. It's great for digestion. It's great for respiratory.
Helps with the nervous system. One of the things that I just found astounding was how great it is when people are dealing with discomfort and how it can really help provide a lot more comfort, a lot of masking to that pain, and assist with the inflammation that brings that discomfort to head. And doTERRA have been on back order because they actually experienced more. What did they say? They had told their suppliers a certain amount of oil that they expected to sell in the entire year. And we sold that out in 2 months. So it really goes to show the amazing benefits, the amazing things that people are discovering with their uses of this Copaiba oil.
It's pretty awesome.
I'm pretty much putting it on every order that I place right now.
And then this week, as of Monday, they re-released our Essential Skincare line. And this is the one that I use the most. It's my favorite. So I put my order in. I can't wait to try the anti-aging eye cream with that funky little roller ball. I'm really excited about that.
I'm excited for the brightening gel. The brightening gel is supposed to be really good for age spots and sunspots. And I have spent a little too much time in the sun. And so I've got some fun little spots on my face that I'd like to lighten up. So excited for that.
So you can order, I believe the brightening gel is just, that one has not been released yet, but everything else has been. And then, oh gosh, something else we didn't put in the slide deck is the beautiful oil blend that came with the clutch as part of the holiday offerings. They're now selling just the beautiful oil by itself, and that became available on Monday, and I believe that's just a limited supply.
Yep, and that is one per account per month until they're gone. And it is beautiful.
It is. So hop on an order today. Woohoo! Just kidding. Gotta have some fun early in the morning, right?
Absolutely.
So today we're going to talk about the Healing Hands Foundation and the amazing things that that we're a part of that are happening all over the world. And I just absolutely love this quote. Never believe that a few caring people can't change the world, for indeed that's all who ever have. And I think sometimes it's real easy, especially too, when you're working at home, if you're not, in a large group of people all the time, but all of your efforts feeling like you're not getting anywhere, but it really is making a huge difference. And when you think about all the people that are sharing doTERRA around the globe, I mean, it's more than just a few caring people. It's quite a movement, but I just really love this quote.
And, that one person that you care enough to share those oils with, you are changing their life as well. So we are changing the world one drop at a time.
So I just wanted to put this in here kind of as a starting block for listing out the mission of Healing Hands. And it's bringing healing and hope to the world by providing global communities with the tools needed to become self-reliant. And we've got a few videos this morning. And I believe the first one we have is about co-impact sourcing. And so the way that doTERRA gets their oils is we work with the communities, the growers and the farmers, and we make sure that they have clean water or, education systems for their children, clinics for all the people in the community. And that to me makes me really proud to go out and share these oils, because I know that where they're coming from, people are being taken care of. And that warms my heart. So.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough of that in the industry of sourcing oils globally. So I agree with you, Linda. It really does make a huge difference in how we spend our money and how we spend our energy. And I think it changes the energy of the oils too. When they are being when the plant matter is being picked by people that are being taken care of, they put a different energy into sourcing of the oils as well. And so I think that we feel that when we open the bottle.
Definitely, it's that intention right from the beginning. Intention for healing. Healing the world. All right, so we have a little video here. It's just a minute or two, and then we'll pop back on talking. Uh-oh.
Oh. That's
not what should have happened.
doTERRA essential oils have a profound impact on our health and wellness, but the impact of how and where they're sourced goes beyond a drop of oil. First, we search the globe to identify the best plant material, harvested and expertly distilled for oil potency and quality. Many of our essential oils come from countries facing economic and environmental challenges. This provides a unique opportunity for doTERRA to produce the highest quality essential oils while also doing good in a sustainable way. We call this co-impact sourcing. Through this approach, We are creating jobs and improving incomes in countries where they are much needed. Developing long-term partnerships with artisan small-scale growers and distillers around the world. These partnerships transform the playing field for growers to improve their production and establish stable prices, trustworthy long-term buyer. Helping growers organize themselves into cooperatives to achieve common goals and higher quality while ensuring farmlands are preserved and passed on to future generations. These cooperatives also ensure growers receive fair and on-time payments in favorable installments and help throughout the year. In these areas, doTERRA's Healing Hands Foundation is funding the construction of schools, health clinics, cooperative buildings, water systems, and more to empower growers, their families, and communities today and tomorrow. Through co-impact sourcing, doTERRA is improving lives and providing hope to people in desperate need of opportunity. Through this approach, we ensure the long-term supply of the best plant materials to consistently deliver the highest quality products. So it's more than just a drop of oil in your hand. It's a catalyst for impacting many lives beyond your own.
I just love that our that our oils have such a make such a difference in other people's lives. You know, changing the lives of the farmers that we are working with is so powerful for me. And when we were watching that video last night of all of the things that we've done in Haiti, you know, all of the houses that we've helped to rebuild, the roofs that we've helped to fix, the schools and the hospitals, and the clean water supply that we're bringing to these small villages. When I was a young girl, my church did a lot with a missionary group out in Haiti. And so it just has such a touching effect on me. And vetiver oil in and of itself is one that I absolutely cannot seem to get enough of. It has such an amazing grounding effect for me. And I love how we can really make a difference just by buying that little bottle of vetiver oil. It just warms my heart.
Yes, me too. You know, the other thing that I found really interesting is back in the day, so Julie and I have been with doTERRA for quite a while, almost 7 years, I think, for both of us. And I remember going to a convention one year and they talked about how they were putting in a water source in Haiti, and it just made me cry with just how awesome that was. And then I want to say it was like convention the following year, they talked about how they had so much trouble with actually providing that water source, but that they didn't give up. They kept having to re-drill holes to, you know, get to the water, and it just wasn't a one and done thing. And something about that first of all, that they mentioned that they had trouble with it and that they kept persisting till they found water for those people in Haiti just really touched me, because I mean, it's hard to know what all these corporations are doing across the world, and, you know, if they're really doing what they're saying they're doing, or if they try something and maybe it doesn't work, but then they still promote that they did that. But it was just so refreshing to me to hear that from the owners themselves, that yes, there were problems doing it, but they kept doing it until they made sure it worked. And that's always stuck with me. It's just lots of integrity.
Mm-hmm.
So, Julie, is this our next video, or did it just skip to the...
This is our next video.
Okay.
Yep. This is our Operation Underground Railroad video.
Marvelous. So I will hit play here.
In the 1800s, there was something called the Underground Railroad. These were routes and tunnels where slaves could escape to the free states. There were people that were there along the way that were called abolitionists that helped these slaves be freed. Sadly, today, there still is slavery that exists. And we at doTERRA have chosen to support an operation called Operation Underground Railroad. What was in my heart was, what happens now? What happens to these girls who they have rescued? I took with me Debbie Young, the wife of Rob Young, who is also the director of Days for Girls, as well as 8 of our most dedicated leaders in Mexico. I chose these leaders in Mexico because I wanted the ability to communicate with these girls, to truly understand what they're going through. It's been a little bit hard just to think about what they have gone through to prepare our hearts for what we're about to see, what we're about to feel. So here we go.
We're going to go visit and love on the girls at one of my shelters. And then we're going to go out into the streets, and we're going to go and meet the girls that are working on the streets.
Yesterday we started a service adventure. I was really nervous because I didn't know what to expect. We just knew we were going to be around victims of human trafficking.
We saw a great need for service. And so we brought 10 of the most amazing women that just rolled up their sleeves and went to work. And this was in the midst of scorpions and spiders and mud and rain and everything that you can imagine. And the task seemed overwhelming, but we got it done.
I'm so grateful for the collaboration between doTERRA and Operation Underground Railroad. For me, this has been life-changing as well, because it's all about collaboration and people coming alongside and working together. And what doTERRA did was they said, our best strength that we have are our oils, and they created a Hope Blend.
We're excited to now make this available as part of our Healing Hands offering. So those that purchase the Hope Blend now, it'll be for the price of $20 US, to be able to support their efforts to rescue as many children around the world as possible. We came in on this trip knowing that that existed, and seeing the depth of that evil was daunting. But to see that there is so much good, that there truly is hope in this world, that there are so many people who truly just want to serve and want to be the very best people that they can. I think that's what I came back with the very most, was that there's hope, that good will prevail over evil.
I don't know about you, Glenda, but that story just touches my heart.
Yeah, I'm sitting here crying.
I was so touched by this. You know, the Operation Underground Railroad, they do such a tremendous job. 745 victims and they've rescued and assisted in the rest of more than 365 traffickers around the world. I pulled that off of their website last night. So how profound to have those numbers out there. And I just love that they're able to give that hope oil. You know, not only does the sales of that oil help with funding of this organization, but they actually give those oils to some of these children that have been victims of this trafficking. And, you know, you and I know how profound these oils can be in the emotional healing world. Mm-hmm. And when you look at what goes into that hope blend. So they've got frankincense, right? Frankincense emotionally helps us to connect with our father figure. Well, I hate to say it, but I would say easily 90% of the Johns, for lack of a better word, out there are men, right? That would be taking in and taking advantage of these small children. And so I think that emotionally they're going to have that disconnect, that trouble connecting with men futuristically, right? And so emotionally using that frankincense to help connect with their father figure can really help to bridge that gap in the healing process. And then ylang ylang is in there as well. And that is to help rebirth that inner child in us. And again, these kids have so much of their childhood just taken, stolen from them through this process. And so being able to really give that glimpse, that hope of that joy back into their lives through the power of aromatherapy. And the third component there is bergamot. And bergamot has this amazing ability to help us feel comfortable in our own skin. And so when you think about all that they've gone through, could you imagine how uncomfortable you would be walking in this shell that you are currently? So having that bergamot to kind of touch your soul, to help you feel comfortable and more connected with your body. The ylang ylang to give you that freedom, that childhood, that joy, and that frankincense to help overcome some of the issues with the male figures in your world. It was just such a beautiful scent and just brilliant merging of oils, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah.
And it's a great gift, so Christmas is coming up. Give out a bottle of hope. Great gift for those high school, college kids that could use, a little bit of hope in their world as well.
Oh, this picture got all distorted. So if you think about the amount of orders that doTERRA processes in a year, and I'm sure this number has probably even gone up, but what if everyone put $1 donation on their LRP or their order? The amount of money that could make to help get in the hands of people who need healing would just be amazing. So consider adding that to your LRP. It's real easy to add. You can add $1, you can add $5, you can add as much as you want. But I just wanted to pop that in there. I also wanted to kind of list all the different ways that you can donate to the Healing Hands Foundation, because there is a couple of different ways. So one way would be to add a donation to your order. Another way would be to purchase the beautiful Hope Blend oil. Again, that $20 goes directly to the Underground Railroad, Underground Rescue. And, doTERRA doesn't take it, the whole $20 goes. And that's what I love. There's no administrative fee in any of that money. And they're not, taking the money for the oil or the production costs of bottling it. It all goes directly to, and it's the same thing with our rose hand lotion. The full amount of that also goes directly to the Healing Hands Foundation. You can also, if you'd like, I know that Give to the Max Day, I think that's tomorrow. Is that tomorrow or today?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Well, you can also just go directly online and make a donation to the Healing Hands Foundation there. And then something else that I've done in the past, which is kind of fun, is you could, consider taking donations for Healing Hands at your events. One oh, this might have been a year and a half ago now. We did a class and we gave out raffle tickets. So we sold raffle tickets for drawing at the end of the class. We had all kinds of goodies to hand out. And then all the money that we made in the sale of the raffle tickets, we donated to the Healing Hands. So there's many ways to go about that. And then next we'll be talking about what we're going to be doing this weekend for another one of our partners through the Healing Hands Foundation, which is Days for Girls. And so we've got another video.
I'm Kirk Jowers with another episode of Ask doTERRA, and we have had over 500 volunteers here to help with a service project for the Days for Girls. And I'm thrilled to have one of our founding executives, Emily Wright, with us.
Hey, Kirk.
Hey, Emily has been doing a lot of work. We've had her on a couple of different TV stations. They've been very interested to see this kind of community effort. We've had wellness advocates, we've had employees, we've had community members who have wanted to get involved with this great activity. Tell me why doTERRA got involved with Days for Girls. There's countless charities. We gave to over 285 charities last year, but Days for Girls is one of the 5 or 6 real signature charities that doTERRA has chosen. Why?
From the very beginning, when doTERRA was just a small little company, we were still holding on by our fingernails, wondering if we were going to make it. We decided to create the Healing Hands Foundation, and we decided to lock arms with Days for Girls because it really represents everything that doTERRA stands for. It really is giving freedom to women and empowering women. And as we go out and source our essential oils from developing countries, we realize that not only do they need sustainable income, not only do they need healthcare, not only do they need education, they don't have means to take care of their menstrual cycle. They're using corn husks and they're sitting on cardboard boxes and they're ostracized from their families. And it just breaks our hearts to see what they're going through. We're able to teach them that they're beautiful, that they have self-worth, to be proud to be a woman, to be proud that they're having a menstrual cycle, because this means they get to start the next generation, and to provide them with these kits so that they don't have to worry about using dirty corn husks and getting infections and being embarrassed and being ostracized, but they get to stay in school, they get to stay home and be a part of the community and be proud of who they are.
I have to admit, my wife and 3 daughters were able to participate in a Days for Girls activity in Guatemala. And that was one of the most emotional moments of all of our lives, to see the joy that went in. Of course, here we're putting these kits together.
Right.
In Guatemala or Nepal or now over 100 countries that Days for Girls is working. We give these kits out, and it's our wellness advocates, and sometimes we get to do it as employees at doTERRA. The joy of the girls receiving it, because it changes their lives, and to have them, it was translated, but come and tell us what it meant to them, that they could now go to school, that the boys wouldn't tease them. It's tough being a teenage girl, even here
right.
in a nice, pretty easy place. It's tough, and for them, it changed their life. And so I'm just grateful that doTERRA is doing this.
And most of them are dropping out of school. You saw that in Guatemala, where you've got less than 5% are actually girls that are still in school beyond the age of 12. And so it's so important that we provide that education and provide the means to keep them in school. And I love that these kits provide that opportunity for them.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for joining us for a special Ask doTERRA.
Julie, when you and I had this idea to do a webinar on Healing Hands Foundation, I didn't really think about the impact of how emotional it was going to be. It both warms my heart to see all that we're doing in the world, and it's just, oh my goodness, this world just needs so much healing on so many levels. Whew. Anyway, I'm going to let you chat about Days for Girls.
All right. So I do like to pull out my sewing machine every now and again, and I'm definitely not an expert seamstress by any means. So if I can do, a simple side stitch, that's pretty awesome for me. no, I do like to create things. And when they offered this Days for Girls kit making extravaganza at convention last year, I was really bummed that I missed out on getting signed up in time. And so I figured, you know, why not? Why not put together a event for us to do here? Family of Christ Lutheran Church is opening up their doors for us to hang out in one of their rooms and create these kits on Saturday the 18th. Super, super exciting. We are meeting at 3 o'clock. We will be working from 3 to 6, and we'll have some light snacks. If you wanted to bring something, please feel free to bring something. We do have a list sign up sheet on the Facebook invite page. It's a Google Doc, so if you don't do Facebook but still want to participate and sign up to bring something, let Glenda or I know, and we will be sure to get you that link so that we can all keep track of what's going on. We have a number of sewing machines already coming. We have a few sergers as well. So if you have a serging machine, awesome, bring it along. If you have a sewing machine and want to bring it along. I'm not certain that we'll need any more. We could certainly use probably one more iron. And we have plenty of cutting fabric and packing bags, but we do still need some washcloths, and we absolutely need some girls' cotton underwear, brief hipster style. We don't want anything that is going to be too pretty or too provocative, because that's certainly not what we want to. That's not what we want to put in these girls. In these worlds, but sizes 10 through 18, and those are girls sizes. And in the women's world, that is like a size 3 to size 5 as well, or a small if you're looking at the small, medium, large factor. So women's size small, girls sizes 10 to 18 would be great. And variety of colors are fantastic. And I'm super excited for the event. So hop online, let us know what you can bring and that you'll be there. And we'll have a seat at a table for you, all ready to go. These are some of the things that we'll be putting together. So with your Days for Girls kit, it comes with a drawstring bag shown in back. The things on the left-hand side, those are actually the moisture barrier shields that we will be, some of them are already made, some of them will be cutting out for future production, and that is what holds the absorbent trifold pads. So those actually get put into that shield, and that is what the girls use. What's cool is that those are tri-folded, and so when you take them out after they've been soiled, you can take them out and rinse them off and hang them up on your line to dry, and it looks just like a washcloth, which is just so fabulous in that world where they might be shunned for that time of the month still. And so we want to keep everything as discreet as possible. So having them available just like a washcloth hanging up on their clothesline is great. And you can see it's got that Ziploc baggie, the washcloth, the panties, and the travel size soap to help them with their hygiene, which, I mean, let's face it, it's hard enough teaching teenage girls to be clean, or teenagers in general to not stink and to shower and wash themselves. But teaching those in third world countries that don't have the access that we do to showers and deodorant and all of those fun things. So awesome opportunities to give a little bit of yourself, a little bit of your time to helping someone way less fortunate than we are.
And we're guaranteed to have fun and just getting together Saturday too and building more community. So come join us.
For sure.
Oh, we got one more video.
Jamie and Teddy Valesky and their family relocated to Dar es Salaam, Tanzania to create and sustain a safe and free birth clinic. The $10,000 that was donated by the doTERRA Healing Hands Foundation will be used to acquire and furnish a house, which they can dedicate to the care of mothers and babies in Tanzania. Jim Hicks, president of Thirst Relief International, has completed clean water projects all over the world. The doTERRA Healing Hands Foundation donated $10,000 to Thirst Relief International to a much-needed water project in Sabongari, Cameroon. The donation provided 70 new biosand water filters, which will serve 900 people in the village. Tricia Hoffman works closely with the Reach the Children Foundation, which provides underprivileged children opportunities to become self-reliant by strengthening families and communities in countries throughout the world. The $10,000 donation from the doTERRA Healing Hands Foundation was put toward the Stay Alive HIV/AIDS Prevention Education Program in Liberia. The donation brought this program to well over 22,000 students taught in schools, churches, and communities. Betsy Holmes and her team routinely gather oils together and go on mission trips to share the oils in countries in Africa and other locations throughout the world. She has recently organized a charity called GiveOils.org. The doTERRA Healing Hands Foundation donated $10,000 worth of essential oils to Betsy's projects in Africa. The oils that were donated went to the caretakers of 170 orphans in the area of Twapia, Zambia, a leper colony in Kasimpa, Zambia, and an orphanage for abandoned babies in South Africa. Deborah Gardner and her team at One Heart Bulgaria have been a part of many humanitarian projects in Bulgarian orphanages for the last 15 years. The $10,000 donation from the doTERRA Healing Hands Foundation will be used to build a small apartment complex for orphans who are aging out of the normal system and will be homeless. It will take more than 6 months to get this project off the ground. The donation will be included with the additional funds that need to be raised to start the project.
Few more tears for you, Glenda.
Really emotional this week. Oh, but seriously, if that isn't uplifting or touching, I mean, it's just, we're part of something so much bigger than just essential oils. And I think, you know, that's what really feeds my soul too. And sharing oils with others is it's just so much more than the oil.
Mm-hmm.
So upcoming events. Next week, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Julie and I are going to take the day off. So I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family. We will continue with our Wednesday webinars on November 29th with staying healthy and stress-free during the holiday season. Do you want to take the rest, my dear?
Game night. So once a month, we are trying to get together as a team to play, to have fun, to enjoy each other's company, to play with the oils and bounce ideas off of each other. I haven't solidified exactly what we're going to do on the 5th, but I'm actually thinking about doing something like a game night, like an oily Jeopardy style game night.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be a lot of fun. And that is going to be at 6:30 on December 5th at the Linux Community Center. So December 8th at 7 p.m. is an Intro to Oils class at Unwind Within. Please feel free to bring a guest or two. You are more than welcome. And next monthly business meeting, Saturday, December 9th at 8 a.m. Red Wagon Pizza is opening up their doors early for us. And that is right here at 54th and Penn Avenue in South Minneapolis. And they won't have any pizza going that morning, but I will tell you, if you have a chance to come back, Red Wagon Pizza is phenomenal. And then they have, we are doing Add Unwind Within. We're doing a make and take event Saturday, December 9th, and we're doing holiday sprays. So they make great teacher appreciation gifts and stocking stuffers. They smell phenomenal and give you some really good ideas on how to use your oils.
Awesome. And I just want to add one thing. So December 5th, so Julie and I are actually, part of 2 teams, but we've brought our community together. But my team, my enroller, Erica Dolan, is doing a holiday party on December 5th. So I just want to avoid any confusion that there'll be 2 events that night, one for Julie's team and one for my team.
Super. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Have a fantastic rest of your day.
And we hope to see you on Saturday.
Absolutely. All right. Bye.
Bye.